Hey everybody, Tony here, and welcome back to another episode of TTBurger Game Reviews. Actually, take that back. Welcome back to another episode of TTBurger Shockingly Bad Game Reviews. Yeah, we got one of these that we're talking about today. And boy oh boy do we have a shockingly bad game to talk about here. Now, those of you who all know, I love fighting games. They're one of my favorite video game genres of all time. And those of you who watch my videos already know what got me into them, but those of you who don't, watch some of my fighting game reviews, and I'll explain why, because I've already explained enough, I don't want to explain it again. There have been a lot of great fighting game franchises that I've played, mainly like Tekken, the Soul series, Mortal Kombat, and Bloody Roar and stuff, and a lot of them are a lot of fun, very engaging, challenging, and just overall fun. However, there are some fighting games that I have played that have been terrible. Mainly the Trilogy of Terror games like Criticom and Cardinal Sin, and don't forget about Killing Zone as well, a game that I have not talked about yet, which I will review someday in the future, just to let you know. And there's actually one fighting game here that could have been awesome, but there are a lot of things wrong with this game that make the game terrible and just ruins the game altogether. And that game that we're talking about here is Versus on the PlayStation 1 by THQ. Now, going into the game here, I did not expect it to be this bad. I literally thought it was going to be good, or at least decent at best, but if only you knew how horrible this game was with all the problems and stuff. Now, what is the main problem here with this game? Well, the gameplay. That's what's wrong. The gameplay is the main problem. And I know I said it already what the problem is, instead of talking about like I usually do, talk about the graphics and the story and the sound, stuff like that. But first off, there is no story. It's just basically about local gangs fighting each other and stuff. That's basically what it is, which I can forgive because it's a fighting game. A story is not needed in a fighting game and stuff. I mean, the game has great graphics and great sound design, but it's just that see that all the care and effort went into those two things, and they forgot all about the gameplay and stuff and just rushed it out the door. Now, like I said, you choose from one of four gangs here. Like, you choose a member from one of the four gangs to fight as. And in this review, I'm playing as Mia, who's part of the Street Gang. And there's also the Beach Gang, School Gang, and Hood Gang. I'm choosing Mia because I consider her the main character because she's one of the characters on the cover art, and just let's just say I consider her the main character. That's pretty much all I gotta say about that and stuff. And as we get into a match here, we'll see that you have this weird loading screen that has this like weird face puzzle thing. We gotta like match up the pieces of the puzzle to make your character's face and stuff like that. And I never really bothered to beat it because it's boring. It just seems really hard at the same time, so I didn't really care. But then we get into the gameplay here, and this is the main problem. The gameplay is so bad, almost as bad as Criticom and Cardinal Sin. I am not kidding here. We got the opponent's AI that pretty much is overpowered from the start and doesn't give you a chance at all. Most of the time, they'll block your attacks and won't give you a chance at all. Or other times, they'll just keep spamming the same attacks over and over again, and they'll keep doing it over and over until you're dead. I just don't understand why they had to make the game like this. I mean, did they really think it would sell well and be enjoyable? Because it's not enjoyable when you can barely win and have to keep spamming attacks over and over again. And that's the only way you can win is spamming the same attack over and over, and I hate doing that because it's cheap. Why should I spam the same attack over and over? Why can't I just use regular combos or do my throws and stuff like that? Well, technically you can do the throws, but still, it's not gonna be worth it because they're not gonna help you much. I mean, and even when you spam this move over and over, it's not going to take much damage at all. It's not going to damage your opponent that much at all. Or especially if they keep hitting you over and over and using combos on you and keep spamming the attacks over and over, it's just going to drive you crazy. And literally, I would be raging and screaming, but just that I just don't have any energy to scream or rage at this because I just don't. I just don't. And you know what's sad? This game is an Americanization port of the game Fighter's Impact, released in Japan on the PlayStation. And this is not my footage, by the way. Credit goes to its rightful owner. And looking at this game here, it looks awesome. It looks like a fantastic fighting game, let alone a great fighting game or decent and stuff like that. And it looks awesome. So why couldn't we get this? Why couldn't we get this game? Instead, we got crappy Versus and stuff. And not only that, there's barely any modes to play here and stuff. You got one player versus CPU, one player versus two player, challenge and stuff, and just there's not really many modes to keep you entertained and stuff. I mean, you're gonna want to only play this game for about an hour until you you shut it off and play something else, and that is bad right there. When you have a fighting game that barely gives you anything to do. I mean, you're better off playing the Super Nintendo port of Mortal Kombat, or playing any other fighting game and stuff, for that matter, any other fighting game. I mean, this game is a little bit better than Criticom, because like I said, the opponent AI is bad, but they can also give you a chance to win at the same time. I mean, there are times where they actually won't be cheap, and they actually give you a chance to attack. But you'll never get a perfect. They'll always take health away from you. No matter how good you are, you're never going to get a perfect. And just, in the challenge mode, I only made it up to like the second fight before I called it quits, because my opponent kept spamming Civ attack on me over and over and wouldn't give me a chance at all to attack. And like, when you die in challenge mode, your score drops down. So if you get into like minus 1,000 like that, good luck trying to get your score all the way back up, because it'll be impossible and stuff. I mean, why did they make the game this bad? Why did they make it this hard? I mean, I'm up for challenge. I mean, the original Tekken had challenge and stuff, and Soul Edge had challenge and stuff. I mean, but this is taking it way too far. I mean, I shouldn't have to play a fighting game where I have to keep spamming the attack over and over, or just waiting, or just blocking and stuff. I don't even know how to block that. It just happens on its own and stuff. I just have to block on my own. But there's really not much else to say about this game. I could go on and on and on talking about all the negative things, which will probably take forever, but there's pretty much not much else to say. My final rating goes like this. It's a little better than Criticom when it comes to graphics and sound-wise and stuff. And the opponent AI may not be as bad, but it's still pretty broken and stuff. But nothing can save this game from the abysmal morality, whatever you call it. How horrible the game is. I'm actually going to give it a number score. It's not going to get a number score. It's going to get a very, very low number score, though. What am I giving it? Well, what should I give it? Well, what should I give it? I got it. Due to them only caring about the graphics and the sound, I give it, drumroll, a 0.5 out of 10. That is the best score I could give it. Hell, maybe it should be lower. Maybe it's just I'm forgiving because of the graphics and the sound and stuff like that. And of course, I didn't mention the character. You got a diverse cast of characters and stuff like that too, which is also good too. But it's not enough to save the game. You want to play a great fighting game? You can import Fighter's Impact and play that game instead, or go play any of the fighting games I mentioned. It's just a disgrace that we didn't get Fighter's Impact here, instead we got this. And this game looks nothing like Fighter's Impact 2. Hell, even the characters are more interesting in that than this, that's for sure. I mean, just playing as gang characters, which isn't a bad idea, but not really good enough to save it. That's pretty much all I gotta say. Peace out, everybody. Have a great day, and stay tuned for more.